Millions in Syria and Iraq are facing water shortages as the region's longest river, the Euphrates, dries up.
Euphrates River has finally dried up and something terrifying is happening. The Middle East has a historic and important body of water named the Euphrates River. The river underwent a startling and worrying incident recently that caused concern throughout the area and beyond. The once mighty Euphrates River has reportedly run dry, based on evidence and reports. Numerous worrisome problems have surfaced, necessitating urgent resolution. This alteration is not just a matter for the area, it also has a substantial impact on the surroundings, finances, and countries. The Euphrates River has been crucial to survival for centuries. The aid it has provided in society building, farming support, and the preservation of diverse species is significant. Because of its water, millions of people in Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran have been healthy and prosperous. However, the recent evidence of the river drying up is a startling reminder. A human and natural catastrophe looms ahead, as indicated by the warning. Losing the Euphrates River has multiple worrying outcomes. The depletion of such a considerable water source from an ecological perspective poses an imperative threat to the delicate ecosystems and diverse species that have flourished alongside its shores. The situation requires prompt attention and action. The consequences can result in irreversible harm to the plants, animals, and environments that require resources from the river. The repercussions on both society and the economy are equally adverse. A tough truth of shortage and hardship now confronts the local residents who rely on the Euphrates River for farming, drainage, and making a living. Things are getting progressively tougher for them. The possibility of the river drying up could harm agriculture output and present challenges in obtaining food. Social unrest in an area that is already unstable could also result from this. We can fully comprehend what corrective measures should be taken by assessing scientific findings as well as their corresponding environmental and socio-economic implications. Being among the world's largest and most crucial rivers, the Euphrates has played a significant role throughout history and geography. The development of human civilization has been significantly influenced by it. From the eastern Turkish mountains, it flows through Syria and Iraq. The Shatt al-Arab is created by its merging with the Tigris River before discharging into the Persian Gulf. The significance of the Euphrates River over thousands of years is evident in its impact on human culture's development. A fundamental aspect of ancient Mesopotamia was this. Because Mesopotamia was where the first city-states like Sumer and Babylon grew and prospered, it is often called the cradle of civilization. Thanks to the river's enduring water supply, farming was sustainable, and trade and transportation were positively affected. Furthermore, wealthy societies took advantage of its efficiency to advance their success. Writing, art, and holy books have long celebrated the Euphrates River. Cultural and symbolic reasons made the importance of this clear to ancient civilizations such as the Babylonians, Assyrians, and Persians. The river's waters are referenced in both religious texts, the Bible and the Quran. Something ties them to both Christian and Islamic beliefs. The Euphrates River encounters a range of scenery as it moves from its source in the mountains to the level fields of southern Iraq. Observing this magnificent view is truly breathtaking. The area's scenery and environments have been transformed. A diverse selection of plants and animals thrive in the lush slopes and marshes that were formed. Its flow affects the surrounding environment as well. Numerous types of plants and animals call these houses their own. Even today, running through important countries makes the Euphrates River undeniably significant. The provision of water to farmland is vital for crops such as wheat, barley, and cotton, and this source serves this purpose effectively. The area's energy requirements are satisfied by producing hydroelectricity along the river. The utilization of river water extends to industry as well. The inhabitants of the area rely on it for their drinking water needs. Understanding the Euphrates River's significance historically and geographically can help you comprehend how serious its recent drying is. This famous waterway endangers not just the ecosystems and societies that depend on it, but also the cultural heritage and centuries-old legacy connected to it. The Euphrates River's depletion has been demonstrated by various sources and studies. The level and flow of water have significantly dropped. Environmental organizations, government agencies, and local towns have all made observations and informed others about the frightening circumstances. Moreover, studies carried out by hydrologists and environmental experts support the evidence of the rivers drying up. These studies analyze past data, measures of flow, and rainfall trends to assess the severity of the situation. The outcomes signify that the quantity of water in the Euphrates River is waning steadily. This trend is concerning. Local people who have been using this river for generations noticed and reported first that it was drying up. The issue received significant attention due to their efforts. The drying up of the Euphrates River is supported by personal observations as well as science data and images from satellites. The region may experience grave ramifications. The gravity of this proof emphasizes the need for prompt measures to investigate and remedy the distressing circumstances along the course of the river. The environment and ecology would suffer greatly should the Euphrates River dry up. Its water is relied upon by fragile ecosystems and species in particular. The immediate outcome is that waterways are destroyed. Reductions in water levels and flow make it challenging for aquatic animals like fish, frogs, and others to find appropriate living spaces. These species may encounter reproductive obstacles, restricted access to food sources, and greater susceptibility to predators. At risk when the river dries up are also wetland environments. Significant stopovers for migrating birds include the Euphrates River and its surrounding waters. Numerous species of plants and animals inhabit those areas. A decrease in water sources can cause marsh areas to decline and shrink. The locations where multiple species feed and grow are harmed by this. Reductions in access to water can likewise lead to differences in the way plant life develops. This might negatively impact the environment by the riverside. Increased strain could be placed on plants and trees that require water from the river to grow and live. This might cause the forest to have less coverage and fewer types of plants. The creatures that use these regions as habitats may be harmed by this activity. The environment is affected by more than a single species. Ripple effects can be seen throughout the entire food web when links and relationships within an ecosystem are disrupted. Big effects can occur on how predators and food interact with each other when certain species become extinct. The environment's overall performance can also be heavily affected. It's essential to acknowledge and tackle these natural and biological effects in order to prevent the loss of biodiversity and protect endangered species. To ensure the Euphrates River and its surrounding environments remain healthy is paramount as well. The preservation of the remarkable and valuable natural history of this area depends on repairing and sustaining the flow of the river. Measures for protection should also be taken seriously. The significant impact of the Euphrates River drying up affects both the local economy and farmland. The overall security of the area is also influenced by it. Messed up farming operations are among the direct effects. The importance of the Euphrates River as a crucial source of water for agriculture can be seen from how it has facilitated farming in the area. The decrease in available water as it dries out can cause a drop in food returns for farmers. Less work is required in agriculture, but it might cause economic losses. Food security could be greatly impacted by this. Farms are essential to the area for both food and economic safety. With the river drying up, acquiring sufficient water for drinking also becomes more challenging. Getting clean, safe drinking water becomes increasingly challenging as water levels decrease. This can cause health complications, ailments that spread via water, and increased labor for those who are already having difficulties. It goes beyond local groups, affecting both the social and economic aspects, which, in turn, impact the area's security. The Euphrates River traverses several countries. It could impact international politics, particularly in nations that share the water, if it dries up. The problem and battles may intensify with fluctuations in water availability. This makes it difficult for neighboring countries to have good relations. A considerable strategic problem is the Euphrates River drying up, especially in a locality where politics are already intricate and antipathy between countries is frequent. The nations of the Euphrates River region could witness escalating tensions if there isn't enough water to share. Fights break out over it frequently. Access to water for agriculture, industry, and household use becomes a very important problem as the river dries up. Fights over water rights may result from this. To obtain adequate water supplies, Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran are some of the affected countries that may need to resort to negotiation or even aggression. There is increasing worry about the water scarcity in this region. International organizations and diplomatic efforts can greatly alleviate these global concerns. To overcome the global challenges triggered by the drying up of the Euphrates River, joint efforts should be made to develop water management plans and discuss them with other nations. Equal and fair methods of distributing water are also necessary. Effective collaboration and communication between the impacted nations can aid in keeping the area stable. It can also minimize the prospect of water-related hostilities. Moreover, in the event of a river drying up, individuals might need to vacate their houses and search for refuge somewhere else. If individuals are coerced to vacate their original abodes for the purpose of obtaining water and enhanced living conditions, they are compelled to transfer. This experience can cause difficulty and trauma for numerous individuals and families. The influx of internally displaced people, or IDPs, can be challenging for host communities and cause stress. This locality is already dealing with difficulties. Obtaining basic services could become harder, living conditions might deteriorate, and social and economic issues could also get worse. The resettlement of individuals can cause significant changes in both their personal and professional lives. Additionally, it causes the region to become less stable both socially and economically. To avoid persistent humanitarian crises, it is critical to offer individuals affected a secure habitat, uncontaminated water, and medical assistance. It's equally critical to lend a hand with their employment responsibilities too. Collaboration between international organizations, states, and aid groups is necessary to assist and safeguard the relocated individuals. The reason behind the Euphrates River turning dry needs to be identified. It will stop additional people from experiencing suffering. Priority should be given to ensuring individuals access to essential services alongside sustainable management of water resources. Safely returning or being resettled will be easier for affected communities. Hydrologists and environmental experts consider past records, measures of water flow, and weather trends. Their determination leads them to identify changes in the river's hydrological cycle. To determine what impacts the amount of available water, they examine rainfall trends, evaporation rates, and temperature changes. The use of water is predicted and planned by utilizing this information. Climate change holds great significance as it is a major cause behind the drying up of the Euphrates River. The mountain's water source for the river is influenced by changes in rain and melting snow, resulting in less snowmelt. The river receives a diminished amount of water because of this. Plus, elevated temperatures could increase the speed at which water evaporates and lead to greater water depletion. People's actions also contribute greatly. If farmers, industries, and individuals take excessive water from a river, its flow will be reduced. Negative impacts arising from events along the river can have adverse effects on both the environment and nearby communities. Building dams and lakes along the river for agriculture and electrical power can alter its natural flow. This could pose a challenge for those seeking water downstream. The river's water quality and health can also be undermined by actions such as logging, land destruction, and water contamination. The drying up process can also be accelerated by them. It can be determined how much each of these things contributed to the drying up of the Euphrates River through scientific research. To tackle water issues and avoid their exacerbation, scientists can gain a deeper insight into effective management techniques. Doing this is possible if they know what causes them. This information aids lawmakers and interested parties in making sound decisions regarding how to resolve the issue. This also ensures the river's long-term health and sustainability. To prevent the drying up of the Euphrates River, it is imperative for states, foreign organizations, and local groups to collaborate. In numerous ways, they need to cooperate. The primary response is centered around providing humanitarian assistance, including clean water, food, medical care, and shelter. The crucial coordination and delivery of necessary services are ensured by international relief organizations and charity groups. To offer sustained assistance, it is advisable to manage water safely and save it. It might involve teaching farmers about using less water and advocating for efficient irrigation methods. Allocating funds towards finding new ways to obtain water, such as desalination or recycling wastewater. Besides, limitations and guidelines ought to be instituted to oversee how much water is withdrawn. They are capable of handling environmental concerns while also preserving significant ecosystems. Water management requires international unity and regional agreements for the fair distribution of water resources. Diplomatic talks and mutual agreements are necessary for establishing healthy systems of water management among countries sharing the Euphrates River. Fights over water rights can be prevented by this. To encourage people to use water responsibly and create a culture of conservation, education and knowledge programs are equally important. Keeping the Euphrates River clean for future generations demonstrates its importance. Combining short-term solutions with long-term plans prevents the Euphrates River from running dry. The problem of the Euphrates River drying up is affecting both the environment and individuals. The whole area's security, the resolution of this problem, is such that it requires immediate attention and collaborative action from states, foreign groups, and local communities working together. Scientists have figured out how events like climate change and people's behavior are contributing. This has assisted them in devising strategies to end it. Response endeavors include helping individuals in need, properly managing water, and working together with other countries. In order to safeguard the Euphrates River, it is essential that we develop a complete strategy encompassing its ecological, societal, financial, and administrative dimensions. This will assist us in ensuring that we are considering the issue holistically. By collaborating, we can strive to safeguard the river and people who are especially at risk. This crucial resource can be preserved for years to come through our efforts. So, we hope you liked our video. If you did, then please make sure you like and share our video with your family and friends. And also, please subscribe to our channel for more updates in the near future. Thanks for watching.